So we're going to do two of the Badwan Jin exercises. One is a movement which I haven't done very often. It's called Clenching the Fists, and it's a stylized punch. And it's particularly good when things block your plans. It may be a rule or a regulation or a person just saying, oh, you can't do that. And something inside says, but why not? I should be able to. So we're going to do a movement called Clenching the Fists. I'm going to take a jaunty angle to the camera so you can see, I think, a little bit more clearly. In fact, I'm going to move a bit closer to the camera so you can see my hands more, because the feet aren't particularly important. Let's see if that's the right. Oh, no, I've cut my head off again. There we are. Try that. Yeah, that's better. I think so. Good. And make sure you're facing, again, a window that you can easily let your gaze go through to a distant horizon, a blank wall that doesn't hold you in this space, that you can really look out to the horizon. And when we go into the full stretch of the punch, I want you to practice being a little psychotic, a little mad. In Japanese Zen Buddhism, there's a tradition of a bodhisattva, like a sort of Buddhist saint. And the Buddhist saints, the bodhisattvas, sort of in Japanese culture, have vowed never to sleep until the world is saved. And of course, being their culture, the way they vow never to sleep is to rip their eyelids off so they can't close their eyes. So when you're doing this punch, just try and be this almost maniacal zealot. The eyes are bright and shining when you go into the punch, all right? Fortunately, I'll be looking away from the screen and it'll be difficult to see the gleam in your eyes. So start in the Wu Chi position, feet under the shoulders, and then just shift your weight so you can lift each foot and move it the width of a foot further out. So it's not a wide stance, but it is just a little bit more wide. It's a little bit like the politicians adopt the power stance, but that slightly wider stance means that when you go into the punch, you can drop down and it gives you more of a sense of power. That's great. Okay. So palms face upwards and make a Qigong fist. So that is folding the thumbs across the palm and the fingers close over the first joint of the thumb. Now, hopefully you haven't got so much rust in your thumb joints that that's unpleasant. If you can squeeze your thumb and it doesn't make you wince, that's fine. If there's a bit of tenderness, pull the thumb out slightly so you can get to the point where you can still really clench your fist and it doesn't hurt. That's it. Lovely. Now, first stage is pulling the fists back, tucking them up into the waist. And it's not a soft position. Some Qigong is quite soft. This is a real, and whether you like it or not, you find you drop down. That very position lets the knees bend more. That's it. Now, allow one fist to go forwards. And as it goes forwards, it just rotates round. So the palm was up and now the palm is down. And go as far as you can. That's good. Now, to go further without leaning forward, you're still hanging from the skyhook. The other fist, which is tucked in underneath, actually pulls back, allowing the shoulder blade to rotate. That allows the extended fist to go a little bit further, another inch or so. That's it. Good. And then release. The extended fist comes back. The one that was tucked up under your waist comes forwards, and as they pass, they rotate. That's it. So now the other hand is pushing forwards. The fist that's tucked into your waist pulls back, allowing the shoulders to rotate and allowing you to extend a little bit further. That's it. So that's our basic movement. From that extended position, you breathe in. As the fists rotate round, you begin to breathe out. That's lovely. Breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe out, let the out-breath be a noisy out-breath. It gives you more power and strength. So it's more of a As you breathe in, the eyes soften. As the fists rotate around each other and you breathe out, the eyes open wide. This is where you get that psychotic, wide staring right out to the horizon. Breathe in, eyes soften. Breathe out. Wide, staring. Breathe in, the eyes soften. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. We'll just do one more movement. Breathe in and out, wide, staring. And then breathe in, the eyes soften. And this time, when the fists meet, just open the fists and let the palms stand upright. Stand upright, face upright. Bring your feet back under the shoulders. And use that generic Qigong movement that just says, we finished. So the hands slide round and drop down. And that movement tells the chest it's done its job. The attention goes down to the belly. Back into the Wu Qi position, the arms now just hanging. Sky hook supporting. Even though it's a very slow movement, the very essence of power brings that Qi up to the chest. It takes a few breaths to remind our Qi to go back down to the reservoir, the storehouse. Soft breathing in the belly. And have a little shake, not too vigorous a shake, just a little bit of a shake. Ah, that's great. Ah. Oh, the clouds are creeping up from East Wittering. I can definitely see no longer clear blue sky above me. Ah, that's it. Right, now, the next movement, again from the series of 8 exercises known as the Badwan Jin, is known as lowering head and hips, removes heat from the heart. And whenever frustration, irritation builds up, hopefully it stops at frustration, irritation, but if we don't find ways, then that can often build up into angry outbursts, snappiness. So opening the side of the body opening up allows the Qi to flow more freely. It takes the pressure off the heart. whenever we stretch. Now, let's just go back so you can see a little bit more of me. Yeah. Do I need less head and more feet? No, I think that's okay. That's fine. So, feet under shoulders, starting in the Wu Qi position. And the one rule, I'm always a little hesitant about doing this movement on screen because you're two-dimensional. I get a sense of three-dimensional, but you are a flat screen. And it's really important in this movement to keep the pelvis, the shoulders, and the head in the same plane. The minute you rotate the spine or turn your head, you're likely to put it under pressure. So keep the pelvis, keep the shoulders and the head in the same plane. And the simplest way of doing that is that during the movement, keep looking at the horizon in front of you. That means you can't look up at the sky, you can't look down at the earth, you don't twist the spine. So from the basic Wu Qi position, let your body move over so all the weight, or as much weight as your body feels comfortable, is on one side. Again, if you've got a hip that's complaining or a back that's complaining, don't go to the point where you've put all the weight and you think, oh God, this is agony. Just go as far as it feels safe. One side taking as much weight as it's comfortable, and it's a light weight, so you're not slumping down. You're still using the image of the puppet string, the sky hook. Your weight is over on one side, but the sky hook keeps it light. And the other foot is hardly touching the earth. It's not weight bearing, but this foot is giving you stability. Even though it's hardly touching the earth, it's giving you stability. You don't wobble. Now, the hand on the weight-bearing side comes up. Wherever the shoulder says that's high enough, don't force it. Let the elbow begin to move. So my shoulders are nice and free. I can go right up. But if your shoulder doesn't like that position, just go up as far as the shoulder feels happy. And then let the movement come from the waist so that the waist is opening. And when you're as high as you can go, keep looking at the horizon so you don't twist the spine. The hand above just drops over. Your head drops over. This hand just hangs. You're not pulling yourself over. You're letting gravity open up this side of the body. And then to come out, you simply breathe in. Breathing in fills up the chest and helps take you out, and then breathe out. That looked good, lovely. Now, your body's probably chosen the more confident side, so see how it feels letting your weight go over to the other side. Again, only as much weight on that side as your body, hip, knee, back feels comfortable. Keep it a light. That's it. Now, breathe in as the arm comes up, up. Again, the minute the shoulder says that's high enough, let the elbow bend, let the movement open from the trunk. Keep looking at the horizon and then breathe out as you drop over. Drop over, not pull over. Ah, that's it. And breathe in. And then breathe out. Oh, that's right. Oh, my mind just went off at a tangent then. When I said drop over, not pull over, I thought, oh, it's a new item of clothing one could design, a drop over, not a pull over. Right, now, one more to each side. Sky hook takes you over as far as you feel comfortable. Breathe in as the arm on the weight-bearing side comes up, up, never higher than smile. And breathe out as you drop over. Keep looking at the horizon. That's lovely. And to come out of that movement, you breathe in, filling the chest and the belly up, and breathe out. And then we shift our weight over. Again, keep it a light movement, the sky keeping you light, even though your weight is on one side. Breathe in as the arm comes up, never higher than the shoulder feels happy, never beyond smile. Keep looking at the horizon, breathe out as you drop over, arm just hanging, arm just hanging. And come out of the movement, breathe in and breathe out. And I think we should do one more on each side. No matter what your mind is saying, oh, thank God we finished. Kim's lying. We're going to do one more on each side. So sky hook draws you over. One side takes the weight. Breathe in as the arm comes up, 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 never higher than smile. Keep looking at the horizon as you breathe out. Head hanging, arm hanging. And then to come out of the movement, you breathe in and breathe out. And this really is the last movement now, shifting your weight over to the other side. Again, only as far as that side is happy to bear weight. Breathe in, up, 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 and breathe out. Head hanging, keep looking at the horizon, and breathe in and out. Oh, that's lovely. And back to the Wu Chi position. Always back to the Wu Chi position. Feet under the shoulders, arms hanging. Giving your body that opportunity to feel the support of the earth, to connect with the support from the sky, to allow the breath and the chi to drop back down into the storehouse. And have a little wriggle and a fidget. That's good. So, I hadn't intended to go back to the two movements that we did before Christmas of looking backwards like a cow. But yesterday on a very cold walk, I walked past two houses which had these lovely stone balls on their gateposts. And the desire to stop by the house and just sort of see how these balls felt to do the movement, looking backwards like a cow, was very great. But I thought it'd be just my luck if I leant against the stone ball and it fell off. So I resisted the temptation. So we're going to do the two movements, one from the more formal Bhadwan Jin exercise, looking backwards like a cow gazing at the moon. And then we're going to do the same named exercise, but from a Korean or Vietnamese form of Bhadwan Jin, which is a little bit more verging on martial. All right. So feet under the shoulders, starting in the Wu Chi position. And like we did for that last movement, allow the puppet string to draw your weight over onto one side. So the spine is still hanging from the head. As much weight as your body feels comfortable is over on one side. One leg takes the weight, one leg just giving you support. Just see how that feels. Then do the same thing on the other side. Again, that puppet string, drawing the head over to the other side, keeping a sense of lightness, but as much weight on one side as possible. And then come back to the center. And just make a note of which side felt easiest, felt more confident. There may not have been a difference, but if there was, start on the more confident side. So, hands come up, and we'll spend a moment or two just creating that ball of qi between the palms of our hands. Using the mind to make it as real as possible. The mind's eye giving the ball color, perhaps. The mind's touch giving the ball a texture, a resistance, a buoyancy. Where is it easiest for your hands to feel that ball? Today, it may be the ball is easy to feel. You don't need to use the mind to create it. Perhaps today is a day when the mind is skeptical and you need to use as many tools within the mind to make that ball as real as possible. Now, from this position, take your attention to the crown of the head. Allow the sky hook to lighten and lengthen the body, and let the sky hook draw your body over onto whichever side felt more confident. And then just let the spine soften. You're not actively turning, so it's not a movement. It's just letting the spine soften and finding where the body ends up hanging. It's usually somewhere around about 45 degrees, but sometimes there's more tension that pulls you round. Sometimes there's resistance that doesn't let you turn so far. It changes from day to day. Now, from that position, the palms of your hands slide round behind the ball of qi. And the ball of qi is immovable. You're not pushing it away. You're leaning against it. It is supporting you. That front leg hardly touching the ground. The back leg giving you support and stability. And the hands resting against that ball of qi, which is allowing you to lean against it, as if you were leaning against a brick wall. And then the hands slide round either side. Allow the elbows to drop. Let the ball of qi bring you back to the midline. Sky hook supports you. And then let the same thing happen on the other side. The sky hook draws you over onto the other side. May not be so far. Let the spine soften. Where can you hang? Slide your hands round behind the ball of qi. You can't push it away. It's fixed. But you can lean against it. You can allow it to support you. And then slide your hands either side of the ball. Release the elbows and let the ball draw you back to the midline. Sky hook now supporting you, both feet, both legs, sharing that physical support. One more to each side. Sky hook draws you over. Let the body rotate. Again, not pulling the body round, just allowing that string of bones in the spine to soften enough to let you just hang. Hands slide round behind the ball of qi. And just let it support you. You've been on a long walk. The bench you were going to sit on is covered with bird poo, so you just have to lean against a wall to get a rest. Hands slide round either side of the ball. Again, let the elbows drop, and the ball of Qi brings you back to the midline. Last movement, skyhook draws you over. Spine softens so you rotate slightly. Hands slide round behind the ball of Qi and let it support you. Your front foot hardly taking any weight, any connection with the earth, and the ball of Qi supporting you. Hands slide either side. Let the elbows drop, and the ball brings you back to the midline. Again, it's quite hard work, so the body will often slump. Take your attention to the crown of the head. You want to come out of the exercise fully extended, connected to the sky. Breathing in and out through the nose and the belly. And then slide your hands on top. And no need to push. Gravity, the weight of your hands takes the Qi down to the earth. Just let the arms hang. Soft breathing in the belly. And a well-deserved wriggle and a fidget. Oh, that's good. Lovely. Now, the rather more martial form of Qi, of looking backwards like a cow, summons up this cow-like bovine energy. And don't think of it as being negative. Quite often, in the past, I've heard people being described as being bovine, and it means they're sluggish. They've got no get up and go. And it does mean there's too much earth in the person. But there are times when we need that really strong connection with the earth. So this movement has as wide a stance as you can feel happy in. So you let your weight move over, you lift your foot, and you place it wide. You shift your weight and you place it wide. It's a sort of sumo wrestler type position. But be honest with yourself. If that wide stance makes your hips vulnerable, dodgy, narrow the stance. If during the exercise you begin to think, I was a bit too over enthusiastic, narrow the stance. And then you just place your hands on your thighs. Now, last time I did this, I was very aware that I was asking you to do things when your head was looking down at the earth and it was impossible to see me. So I hope my words make the movement clear and you don't have to keep looking up and seeing what I'm doing. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. The first thing is just to check how your back is happy to move. So gently bend your elbows and see how low your back is happy to let the upper body drop down. Again, you don't want to let the body go beyond comfort, smile. And it's your arms which control the movement. So you don't have to use the back muscles. The shoulders and hands on your thighs are supporting that. And then push your body up with your arms so you come back up again. That's good. Okay, so now we can become cows. Your feet firmly stuck in that field. And cow mentality, as you drop down, what draws you down is the grass, the earth, the nourishment that you obtain from the earth. Dropping down as low as you can, let the head hang, let the eyes look at your food, not something laid out on a table, but nourishing, sustaining, grass. Now, from that low position, just let your body weight shift over so your attention goes to the grass just in front of one foot. That's it. And from that position, you're going to push yourself up and look over the shoulder on that side. And just imagine it's nighttime, and behind you, shining brightly, is the moon. And then you decide the moon is all very nice and attractive and beautiful, but you're a cow and you need nourishment. So you get drawn back down to the earth and the grass. And then you wonder if the grass by the other foot is better than the grass by the foot you're looking at. So you let your weight shift over to the grass in front of the other foot. And then you just wonder whether the moon is still there. So you push yourself up, looking gently over your shoulder. Again, don't strain. See the moon. Admire the moon. Bask in its moonlight. But then get drawn back down to the earth and the grass and the nourishment that you receive from the earth. And from the grass in front of that foot, let your body shift its weight so you can go and pay attention to the grass in front of the other foot. And then push yourself up. You're not using the back muscles. It's the muscles in your arms and your shoulder that push you up and allow you to look over your shoulder, gaze in wonder at the moon, and then your arm allows you to drop down, being drawn back down to the earth, to stability, confidence, nourishment. And then your body draws its weight over to the grass in front of the other foot. This is our last movement. Pushing yourself up on that side so you can look over that shoulder, gazing in wonder at the moon, and then being drawn back down to the earth. And this time, you're just drawn to the midline. Don't use the muscles in your back to lift you up. You're using the muscles in your arms to push your body up, 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 coming back up into this upright position. Feet coming back under the shoulders. No longer a cow. That connection with the earth is very powerful, but we need to balance it with the connection with the sky. So just coming back to the Wu Qi position. That's it. And almost our last movement. Because we want to connect with the sky after such a strong earthy movement, we're going to do the first Badwan Jin movement, which is simply called supporting the sky. So the hands come to rest on the top of the hat, fingertips touching. Listen to your shoulders. If the shoulders don't like this high position, bring the arms forward until they don't grumble. Imagine you've got a relatively heavy plank resting on the palms of your hands, keeping the palms flat. So not so light that it can't keep your hands flat, but not so heavy that it's an effort. Take a deep breath in and just lift that plank up as far as your body feels comfortable, feels able. And relax, breathe in as the weight of the plank pushes your hands down. Belly softens. Breathe out as you lift the plank gently up. Doesn't matter if you only go up 1/2 inch or 6 inches, wherever your body says that's enough. Belly softens, breathe in. Don't let the plank disappear, it's pushing your hands down. Belly softens, breathe out. Lifting that plank up. Always that plank heavy enough to keep your palms as flat as possible. Breathe in, plank pushes your hands down. Belly softens. Last movement, breathe out. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Don't let me tempt you to go beyond what's comfortable. And let the belly soften. Breathe in. Plank pushes your hands down. And this time, just let the plank disappear and the hands come down. It is a movement that takes a lot of effort.